Who wants to be the next Italian wine ambassador? Join an exclusive network of 400 Italian wine ambassadors across 48 countries. Vinitaly International Academy is coming to Chicago on October 19th to 21st, and to Almaty, Kazakhstan from November 16th to 18th. Don't miss out. Register now at vinitaly.com.
Benvenuti! Welcome to the next generation with me, your host, Giulia Stocchetti. Join me as I take you on a journey to discover young stars of the Italian food and wine world. Pronti? Andiamo! Ciao a tutti! Hi everyone! And welcome back to a new episode of The Next Generation on the Italian Wine Podcast. This is me, your host, Giulia, and today I'm so excited to introduce you to Alessandro Serughetti, who is a young and promising winemaker based on Etna. But before deciding to found his winery there, he was actually traveling all around the world to different wine regions to improve his skills and his winemaking techniques. Also doing some quite interesting research and also enlightening research, I would say, on the effect of amino acids on the vinification of Sauvignon Blanc grape variety. That said, I'm so happy to welcome Alessandro to the show. Ciao Alessandro.
Ciao Giulia. Hello everyone.
How are you today?
Very well, very well. I'm in Etna at the moment. It's a really dry summer, but the weather is very good. Yes.
Nice. So your vines are doing well. It's not too warm for them for now.
At the moment, the quality is really high. The yields a hectare, it's also good. But we need water because from January to now, there was like 300 millimeter of water. So it's really low comparison the last years. Because in general, you imagine that in Etna, we have 1,400 millimeter of water in 1 year. So this year it's really summer, really dry, also winter dry. So we will see.
All right. So fingers crossed for this vintage because until now the quality seems outstanding. So really all the best to you to carry to the winery amazing grapes for this upcoming new vintage. So Alessandro, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm really glad for this episode to talking about myself. I'm Alessandro Serughetti. I'm 32 years old. I'm born to Palermo. Palermo is in west coast of Sicily, but now I live in east coast of Sicily, so in Etna, wine region, is Catania province. I'm winemaker and viticulturist, and from 2022, I'm a small producer with my wife in Etna wine region.
That's amazing. So that means you started a family business. But how come? How come that you decided to become a winemaker and make wine on Etna?
Everything started when I was young because I remind when I was in country house of my grandmother. The harvest period is always a happy memory. So when I finished high school, I said, okay, now what I have to do, I'm start University of Palermo, viticulture and enology. From there start my passion.
So wait, your grandmother used to make some wine. Beautiful.
Yes. You imagine when I was really young, in the past, we take the grape, we put in something big tank, and all together we push down the grapes by feet.
No way.
Yes, I remind it was a really happy moment. Everyone all together with my parents, my cousin, my uncle, everyone. So it was really a nice period. I remind when I was young is I think the best period, the harvest. And so when I finished school, I said, why non viticulture and enology?
Cool. So thanks to this beautiful memory, you decided to start making wines. Also nowadays founding your own winery. But before doing this, what were you doing?
I started university viticulture and enology in University of Palermo in Marsala town in west coast of Sicily in Trapani province. It's famous Marsala for 45 wine. So I do there viticulture and enology for 3 years. During these 3 years, I said, why I have to work like that? I can understand better what I study. So I start a scholarship with Wine and Oil Institute because it's from Sicilian region. I work with them for 2 years. When I finish the bachelor degree in University of Palermo, I did a master in science, viticulture and enology in Asti. I moved to Asti to start my master in viticulture and enology. I did my first year in Asti, second year I did in Portugal, in Lisbon.
Amazing. So you are making port or what kind of wine?
Yes, I made the port because before went to Portugal, I said I have to send my CV in some winery because I want to know better the tradition, the culture. So I did 2016 the vintage in Newport. Newport winery is in Douro Valley. Douro Valley is north side of Portugal. Is the most important region they made port wine. For me, was really amazing experience. After this vintage, I move in Lisbon to start my second year of master in viticulture and enology. During this second year, my teacher of chemical enology gave me the opportunity to do my master thesis in New Zealand.
Amazing.
I said, why not? Yeah, of course, I want to go in New Zealand. I never been. This is the best opportunity to go because I went in New Zealand by a scholarship. For me, it was perfect opportunity. I went in New Zealand for 6 months, started my master thesis, and I worked with other wineries.
So after Portugal, you moved to New Zealand. That's in New Zealand that you started and also, of course, finished your research on the amino acids, right?
Yes, it was really, I think, interesting master thesis because in New Zealand you have to know that 75% of white variety is Sauvignon Blanc. And my master thesis was the influence of the amino acid during alcoholic fermentation and understand also during alcoholic fermentation the development of our own compound in Sauvignon Blanc. So you have to imagine that during alcoholic fermentation there is the yeast that eat nitrogen. So my research was to put different amino acid. So I was like 30 sample. It was a lot. And every 3 sample, I put different single amino acid. For example, aspartic acid, glutamic acid, alanine, serine, arginine, glutathione. And also we use 2 different plot because I worked also with 2 different winery.
You did all that in wineries you were working, or it was like an institute of research?
Allora, the vinification we did in Institute of Research is a plant food research, and the vineyards was from 2 winery. So we use 2 plot different. Like that, we can understand better which amino acid give more our own compound. But it was a really interesting results because, for example, serina, this amino acid, give more thiols compound. The thiols compound is typical for Sauvignon Blanc, like passion fruit. Serina amino acid give more passion fruit expression in the wine.
So you unveiled all the secrets on Sauvignon Blancs when making in New Zealand.
I mean, this secret you can find in Google if you write my research, but it's no secret, it's public, so everyone can read.
So how can we find it? Because lots of our listeners are like wine geeks, so they really want to dig deeper and deeper in this scientific stuff about wine. So please tell us how to find it.
You can find in Google Plant Food Research Institute, or write my name in Google, Alessandro Serughetti Master Thesis, and you can find all work about the influence of the amino acid during alcoholic fermentation in Sauvignon Blanc.
Well, I think that's the perfect summer reading, because Sauvignon Blanc is a wine that in summer is, one of the best glasses you can ask for, because it's refreshing with this vibrant, crispy, leaf acidity. And what a better thing just to enjoy a glass of wine while learning why it tasted like that. You know what I mean?
Just to understand, the Sauvignon Blanc in New Zealand had a pH between 2.93 and total acidity 9 to 11. It's really fresh because the Pacific Ocean give really fresh influence, and the wine is super fresh, really good, really good.
What did you enjoy the most doing all these?
Allora, the most, because after New Zealand, I would like to explore the rest part of the world. I went also in South Africa and Australia to do a harvest. In South Africa, I worked with Cordoba wines. It's Thai Bosch wines, the day production rosé wines and premium red wines. They in particular production in South Africa, Chenin Blanc and Cabernet Sauvignon for red. Invece for rosé, they do a blend for Sauvignon Blanc, Sangiovese, a blend of different variety, but they do really a nice job. I did the harvest in Stellenbosch. Stellenbosch, it's really in south coast of South Africa. It was a really nice experience. Also Australia, I did a vintage in 2020. Was during COVID period. Was really bad. I was really sad for that because I didn't travel Australia. I just work during vintage. That's it. And then I come back in Italy. I didn't see Sydney, nothing. It wasn't possible because they closed everything, but it was nice vintage. I worked at the Margaret River in the west coast of Australia, and they made in particular Chardonnay for white and Cabernet Sauvignon and Franc for red. And I like it because during my experience I met nice mentor, and they give me really good vibes about culture, about winemaking style, about quality, also to understand for different variety which tank is better, is wood or concrete or plastic. I did a really nice experience in this three country, really.
That's beautiful. So happy to hear that. I was wondering, do you prefer making reds or whites or sparklings?
Okay, this is a really good question. I can say the rosé before. The rosé wines, I really like it because my first vintage when I started my business in Etna, I did my first rosé with Nerello Mascalese grapes, typical from Etna, because in South Africa, I understand the quality of rosé wine. Because the rosé, it's not half white, half red, but it's important to start from the vineyards. So from the vineyards, you can understand, okay, from this plot we can make rosé, from the other plot we can make a red premium wine. So because the style, but also the viticulture is part is totally different, because for rosé you want more acidity, more freshness. So I like to start with rosé wines, and then for red I really like to play with red grapes. Yes.
And what's your favorite grape variety, except of Nerello Mascalese, of course?
I think if we're talking about international grapes, Syrah, it's really good grapes because you can do a lot of things with the Syrah. You can do a rosé from Syrah. You can do a young red wine with the Syrah. Also really a premium, strong red wines. If we're talking about international variety, the Syrah, I think the first one, I can say, yes.
Nice. But Nerello Mascalese sticks in your heart, right? Nerello first.
I'm in love with Nerello Mascalese. Totally.
But also with Nerello, you can make both, right? Rosé and red wines.
Yes.
Oh, nice, nice. I was wondering, after traveling and harvesting here and there, making such great experiences, when and why have you decided to start your own winery? And especially why on Etna?
This good question. I'm started to work in Etna in 2018 because after travel, I said I have to come back in Sicily because I want to do something special. I want to give what I learned in this year in my region, in my town where I born. No, so I'm started to work in Etna with a winery in north side of Etna, and then in 2020 I met Loredana, now my wife.
Oh, that's beautiful. So she's from Etna. She's a volcanic woman.
Yeah, she volcanic woman, yes. I met her in 2020 in evening jazz in one winery because there is special events during summer period and some winery do jazz, DJ set. We met, we started to talk. The day after we went in the mountain to do trekking. After this trekking, we start our relationship. My wife is a volcanic woman. She work also in wines, a sommelier. She worked with a winery. In 2017, she started to work in the wines because my wife have a bachelor degree in literature. And then she changed work because she have also a passion with wines. And then in 2022, we said, we need to start our business. We love this place. We love wines. Why we don't start? So in 2022, we bought old vines because these vines was planted in 1960. They really old vines. Training system is Alberello tree is typical from Etna.
Oh, bush vines.
Yes, it's really old because it's 1916. And you imagine that inside this plot there is a mostly Nerello Mascalese, typical variety of Etna, but inside there is also Minnella Bianca, Minnella Nera. These two varieties, it's really ancient relic of Etna.
That's incredible. I mean, you have a treasure there. It's amazing.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, it's old vines. In this plot, we have three different terraces. And you imagine that the first terraces, it's more sandy soil, sandy volcanic soil. And the other two, it's more rock soil, lava stone. And this for me is important because the first terraces is perfect for rosé because it's full organic compound, and the second and the third there is a stone rock of lava, so the plant go a little bit in stress, is perfect for production Etna red, yes, from Nerello Mascalese.
Beautiful. So you can make both your favorite wines, rosé and red.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, I started my first vintage in 2022.
Now, what's your total annual production?
My total production is 3,000 bottles at the moment. It's a small production. It's not really big, but we want to grow a little bit because we want the high quality because it's old vines. Old vines don't give a lot of production. I mean, the yields, it's really low. So you imagine one plant give to you 1 kilo, 1.5 kilo. It's really low production, yes. But it's really concentration. And for us, it's important to make quality.
Pure concentrated deliciousness. Great grapes. And you make two wines, right? One rosé and one red. Or you have more labels in your portfolio?
We have two labels. We have Etna Rosato that we call Luna Buona, means for us good luck because it was our first vintage. And the Etna Rosso we call Venturo. In Italian we said Anno Venturo, means what you can see in the future, no? And this Venturo we dedicated my son Andrea. He is born in 2023, but we know him in 2022.
That's beautiful. So sweet.
I think when there is the family together, the passion to do something for us, we have, I think, more power and more passion to do something, you know?
You're totally right. I wish I can really come to visit you guys because, I mean, sounds such a lovely family making quality wines in the beautiful spot of Etna. By the way, can people come to visit you?
Yeah, of course. My vineyard is north side of Etna in Rovitello. Rovitello is frazione of Castiglione di Sicilia town. Is Catania province.
And what's the name of the winery? It's named after you, so it's like Alessandro Serughetti, or you have a specific name?
The name of the winery is Alessandro Serughetti, yes. We decided to give my name because we like to do a name, no? And also, if the people want to tasting this wine, think, oh, these are the wines from Alessandro Serughetti and the Serughetti family, because when I do a tasting with some buyers, some journalists, I talking about family, my wife and my son. I think the most important things. So today I do my business thanks my wife Loredana, of course.
That's beautiful. You're a great team. So, Loredana, you met her at a jazz night, and since then, she's jazzing up your life. That's beautiful. I just love it. I have another curiosity. Like, I guess you have also amazing, delicious food on Etna. So, if you have to choose just one food and wine pairing with one of your two wines, what would it be?
Ok, allora, rosé wines, everyone told me that this rosé is more gastronomic, so it's perfect with strong cheese because I have a good acidity. In Nebrodi Mountain, we have typical of wild pork, and from the wild pork, we made salame. It's really fat salame.
A rich salame.
If you drink a glass of Etna Rosato, you can clean very well your mouth. It's perfect, no? If you eat the meat from wild pork, it's perfect Etna Rosso, ma also Etna Rosato. With pistachio, because we use pistachio up the meat of wild pork, is a really good combination. Yes, because pistachio is from Bronte, and Bronte is also important denomination in Etna. Small denomination pistachio in terroir of Etna lava stone.
So Etna is like a volcano of delicious things to eat and to drink,
Absolutely.
except for an amazing and magic place. Because I know that people from Etna call it like Mamma Etna because she is the one who rules, right?
Exactly.
I mean, the volcano is the one who rules the whole life on it.
Absolutely. Of course, the fish. So we are in Ireland, so we eat fish 2 times a week. So
I'm jealous. I mean, you have the mountain, you have the sea, you have everything on Etna. That's why people just love it and they crave to go there. Now I get it.
I can call one paradise because we have a mountain, we have the sea. So also Etna, I think it's really magic place because we work with altitude because my vineyard is 700 meter above sea level. And also you have to consider the denomination of Doc Etna start from 400 meter above sea level until 1000 meter above sea level. You have the mountain of Etna in one side and the sea in the other side. It is really interesting because the vineyard can see the cool from the night. It's a summer period. The temperature during the day it's really hot, 35 degree, but in the night the temperature go down and we have 18, 19. So the difference between day and the night is 15. So it's a lot.
So there's a super high diurnal range, super difference between day and night temperature. That's perfect for the grapes.
Exactly, because preserving the fruit, no? And like me, winemaker, I'm so excited to play with this grape because you can give so much in the winery and then let the fruit to express itself in the most natural, beautiful fashion. Incredible, really.
That's fantastic. Just One last question for you, Alessandro, before we wrap up the episode. I was wondering, what's your favorite vessel to make wine? Like, you prefer oak barrels, concrete containers, amphora, stainless steel tanks? What do you prefer?
We do different research because Nerello Mascalese, I think, have good potential if you use concrete or wood on just stainless steel. Everything depends how long you keep the wines in this container. The Nerello Mascalese love a lot big wood, so like 20 hectoliter of big wood, and not the small one because it take a lot of wood. But I think depends how long aging in these different tanks, no? But for me, I really love between stainless steel and wood. But I tasting other wines from amphora and also from concrete, Nerello Mascalese. I think we have also good results. Yes.
That's beautiful to hear. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. Alessandro, since you're so young, I was wondering, what do you think about the young generations? I mean, how are you addressing new potential wine lovers and wine consumers?
I think that the young generation, they more interesting about the wines and also the wine world. I think the young generation from up to 25, because less of 25 maybe they still prefer maybe beer of gin tonic, like that, super alcohol. But up to 25 years, maybe they start to drink wine to understand the culture, different territory, different wine region, to understand that is just not white wines or red wines, but is inside wines there is a lot of grapes and also indigenous grapes that can change region to region.
So, yeah, you think basically there are some people who are young but also interested in wines.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Well, Alessandro, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, I would say that the younger generation don't have scare about the future. I mean, don't have scare to follow the passion because if you find really what you want to do, you do just a nice job. I think you are really happy what you do, because when I started to study viticulture and enology, to work with a winery, and then to start your business, I mean, you made something really good and you happy every day for what you do. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm really glad for what I did and what I want to do also in the future. So I think the most important thing is to follow a passion and also what you would like to do.
Wow, Alessandro, thank you so much for this amazing conversation. I really feel inspired after this, and I hope that also our listeners can feel this great love and great passion you have for your family first, for your land, for your homeland, and for basically everything you do in your life. I wish you all the best. I thank you so very much for your time and for being with us today.
Thank you, Giulia. Thank you also to give me this opportunity because I really like to talk my wine region, my family, and my experience. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. And thanks so much to the whole of you, our listeners. Don't forget to tune in also next Sunday for a new episode of The Next Generation on the Italian Wine Podcast. Cin cin! Grazie for being with me today and listening to The Next Generation on the Italian Wine Podcast. Alla prossima! Cin cin!